Hi, everyone. Gig Coach Jake streaming live for those that are watching now. Those on a replay, these are your gig economy tips and tricks and news. So, obviously, saw by the title, the things we want to talk about today are DoorDash creating a waiting list for drivers. The other thing we want to talk about, GrubHub, the timeouts are now moving to different markets. So, recently I got a lot of messages, text. So, Baltimore's one. I don't know about other markets. So, in the chat right now, I want all of you that are experiencing timeouts right now to go ahead and put something in there. So just want to say, hey, hi to everyone that's on. I'll get to your questions and comments towards the end of the video. I want to get to the good stuff now. Anyhow, like I said, those that are experiencing timeouts or those that have experienced timeouts, let me know in the chat box so that way when I get to it later in the video, we can discuss how you can get around these, the things you should be doing, and what happened in my market. So it was temporary. 3 weeks, they were gone. But in the meantime, you still got to make money, right? So I'm going to teach you what to do for those that are experiencing, and for those that haven't hit your market yet, potentially it could. So great information for all of you. Now, DoorDash. DoorDash has done so much hiring and flooding the markets, right? A lot of us that do DoorDash, we know that because we're like, you can't get as many offers. It's hard to get on the schedule, and the scheduling has been a mess. So, yes, that was their plan. Their goal was to saturate the market with drivers. They've done a great job, such a great job that now there's a waiting list in a lot of markets. Just like Amazon Flex, there's a waiting list. GrubHub, there's a waiting list, right? I think Postmates is the only one I know as far as like the bigger ones, and Uber Eats that doesn't have a waiting list right now. So I've been preaching this for months for everyone to diversify your gig apps. Summer is a hard time for a lot of markets. You always got to be prepared. So those of you who were relying on one or maybe two apps, I have a lot of people that are contacting me right now trying to sign up with DoorDash, and they're freaking out because there's a waiting list, right? And they already know the other companies too. So GrubHub's a waiting list, like I said, and Amazon Flex. Those are some of the better money-making ones out there. Postmates, they've cut their rates down, right? $3 a delivery on a lot of those, not including tip, right? And you aren't guaranteed a tip there. So again, I'll get to all your comments pretty soon. What can we do about that? All you can do is look for other avenues, right? I know there's a lot of these scooter companies. There's the battery charging. You can go around and pick up all these scooters. I know that that's growing like wildfire. I also know that some opportunities for those have been killed. I believe it was Uber, the Bird. I mean, the Bird mechanics used to make really good money. If you like dogs, there's WAG. There's the dog walking app. It's freaking hot out here in Arizona. I'm sure a lot of other places. So even people that do walk their dogs, they're probably going to pay someone else to do it for them. I don't know. Depends on your market, but something else to look into. Google gig apps. You need to do more research in your particular market because some markets, there are gig apps and companies out there that aren't in, like say mine, for example. Now, I know that there's a really good grocery delivery in, I think it's Austin, Texas. It'll be growing. There's just so many opportunities. These tech companies are seeing the opportunity out there and they're springing up. So for those that are freaking out about DoorDash and some of these other ones that have a waiting list, do a little more research and digging. You might have to join forces and be an employee for the summer. That way that you can make sure you're making the money you need to, get bills paid, and have a little bit of benefits that you can carry over. So that's another option as well. I've been yelled at by some people, like some Amazon Flex drivers, saying that I'm contributing to the problem because I referred people and put that link for they're hiring for 15 to 16 an hour. That's just silly, right? The company is going to hire no matter what. They're going to find the people. So why not share the love with those that are already in the industry that are affected by it and they already know the job anyhow? Again, those are just the people that are worried about themselves. I'm in this to help all of you make money and be more successful. So for those that are mad at me about it, I don't care. I'm here to help everyone else. So anyway, moving on. Back to other opportunities. You have to do more research and figure out what's out there. So in the comments as well, I would like some of you to give some ideas. What other gigs out there are you working? I always love trying new ones myself. I know there was a Deliver Up. There's a catering one here in Arizona, Phoenix, that's looked like a great opportunity, but a lot of them are making $25 on average on there. And there's $600, $1,000 catering orders. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So when it doesn't add up, start figuring out where those tips are going. Maybe ask customers, because this is how we catch these companies doing dirty things. That doesn't add up. So when you think about like DoorDash and the drive orders and GrubHub for work, the kind of money those people make on their catering orders based off of tips, it's not adding up. So those, I think it's deliver up. I can't remember. Anyhow, let me know what other gig apps here in the comments that you're trying, that you've been successful with, or that are in your market. And I thank you now ahead of time. Before we jump into GrubHub, I want to thank each and every one of you that have subscribed to my channel. I hit 5,000 subs when I was on vacation. Huge milestone. Where I got into this a little bit over a year ago, I never would have thought of hitting 5,000. I mean, 1,000 was way up there. I had no expectations. So having a lot of fun with this. I really love being able to make an impact on all of you in a positive way. For all the haters and the people that don't like me or what I do, I don't care. I focus on the positive and those that I am helping. Now with GrubHub and the timeouts, we had it here in Phoenix for 3 weeks. There was some type of minimum acceptance rating. Now, all you have to do is go in your pay summary and start tracking that. So for those of you that experience it now, count up how many deliveries or look at your acceptance rating and figure out where the pattern is. Now, it might be 25%, it might be 10%. I saw several different things here in my market, and from what I'm hearing some other ones, it's different as well. Now, I believe that it had something to do with what your average acceptance rating was to begin with. No proof, no evidence on that. It's just a theory of mine. But what I do know is that we found out how to get around it. As long as you kept your acceptance rating at, say, 10% or 25% and above, the offers kept rolling through. So what you're going to have to do is some of those borderline, yes, the crap, the actual garbage that's far, that doesn't pay enough, scrap that. And if you get timed out because you got 10 of those in a row, so be it. Turn on DoorDash, turn on Amazon Flex, turn on something else. Go make better use of your time. Don't be tapping, don't be waiting. All these, it just, again, blows my mind that people will spend hours tapping on their phone hoping for a $18 an hour flex rate or whatever the case may be. Make better use of your time, right? I always talk about work smarter. So back to the timeouts. You just have to keep it at that threshold or above, and the offers will keep rolling through and you'll make really good money. So you just have to find out where that is. Some offers that are borderline, right? That are a little bit lower paying but aren't too far. You're just going to have to keep those rolling in. You'd be surprised. You actually end up making some pretty good money. So the timeouts aren't a terrible thing. I also want you to take a lot of screenshots. So in your pay summary, I want you to take screenshots of how many accepted, how long that timeout was for, yada, yada, yada. Why, you ask? Because that is our only proof and evidence to prove a pattern that they are forcing work on us, right? So what do I mean by forcing work? We should be allowed to reject any and all offers if we seem fit. By them having timeouts, that's a scare tactic, psychological, right? People are freaking out. They're not making the money they used to. They're getting timed out for lunchtime, dinner time. They can't make their daily goal. It's a big deal. So it forces people into work that they normally wouldn't. Just like I just talked about, right? I just gave an example of you're going to have to decrease in these borderline offers that you might not be profitable on. You're going to have to take them to keep your acceptance rate a little bit. Now, again, this was temporary, just like the pausing was, just like all their other nonsense. Now, is this legal? No, this is not legal. So for those who are like, cherry pickers, you're getting what you deserve, GrubHub's going to get sued over this. Somebody else might fit the bill on that one. So I have another big, huge video coming soon on big news with GrubHub and their future in the gig economy. So with that being said, I want to check. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go all the way back and come through these comments. And I won't be able to get to all of them. I just want to touch on the ones that are really specific to what I'm talking about right now or that are pretty close. So bear with me here. So for those that don't like reading all the comments and all that, you can go ahead and check out right now. Thanks for viewing. I appreciate it. Everyone else, let's see what everyone's got to say here. So again, just bear with me. I'm going to scroll up. Let's see. So, Charles. Jay, quit teasing. What am I teasing about, Charles? So, hello, everyone. I won't go through each name, but let's see. Survive and Thrive. Finally caught you live. Yes, I'll be doing more live streams soon. I'm not a live streamer, so I apologize for any delays, being a little bit late. I had to reset up all my equipment. I was sick yesterday. Excuses, right? Not my jam. I'll get better at it, I promise. Let's see. Liz says, I experienced a timeout last week and yesterday. Liz, can you give me more information on what you experienced? Do you know how many offers that you accepted, what your acceptance rate was? How long was the timeout? So some people think they're getting timeouts when it's actually just slow. Let's see. Kevin Anderson, how do you officially know you're on a timeout? Do you just not get orders, or does GrubHub tell you? No, they're not going to tell you, because anything you put in writing is going to screw them. That's going to fry them. So, but any good lawyer is going to be able to prove a pattern and have no issue there. What happens is you're on a timeout for 2 to 3 hours. It's a big period of time, and it's during the peak time. So it's pretty obvious when you know your market's super busy, or when you have a friend or wife or anything like that, anyone that's getting offers back to back right next to you. So that's how you know. There's a couple, maybe there's somebody that you can message and text and be like, are you getting offers? So you kind of got to reach out and get a little information. But it was pretty obvious in the fact of mind that it was after 10 in a row, that 11th reject that put me at 9% acceptance rating. I received no more offers for either 2 or 3 hours. Now, if the market was super busy and they didn't have enough drivers, they put you back on and you got offers again. So it was kind of crazy. It was weird. But for the most part, you did not get offers for 2 to 3 hours, and you pretty much missed out and the rest of either lunch or dinner. And they did it on purpose, right? So think about it. 2 or 3 hour period, that's our peak times. It's enough to freak anybody out. You know what I did? I went and turned on Amazon Flex, DoorDash, and I went and made my money elsewhere. And when the timeouts were gone, I didn't really notice until somebody said something, because I wasn't worried. Let's see. In my city, they're not hiring, so I'm currently a DoorDash driver. So for those that are trying to get on with these other companies, still apply. Keep checking to see when they open up. So GrubHub's one that they just open up every so often. They'll do hiring through the summer. DoorDash, at some point, they're going to lose drivers. Yes, people are desperate right now, and it's summertime, so some are going to stay. But DoorDash is one of those ones with a huge revolving door, especially now with the pay summaries. They're showing drivers where they're getting that $1 tip a lot of times. So best believe that by the end of July, DoorDash will be opening up and hiring again. So will some of these other companies getting ready for the busy season. So August, you got to think about all the college students coming back and some of the busier seasons. These companies try to get a little bit ahead of that, sometimes too far ahead to where they saturate the market when it's still slow for a month. But good news as far as that goes. DoorDash is following Uber when it comes to flooding markets. Uber never stopped hiring drivers. Yes, so Kevin, you've been following me for a little while. You know, I've always said that Uber has created the playbook that all these gig companies follow. That's all the unethical practices. So GrubHub included. And a lot of people love GrubHub, right? It's because we make the most money with them. But they force an employee relationship, and they make buttloads of money. Drivers come and go. That's why. Kevin, they can't stop hiring. Would run out of drivers in a few weeks. Yes. They have to keep hiring. At some point, they'll run out of drivers. So let's see. This is Anthony for Pita Jungle. What's up, Anthony? It's always fun to run into any of you. So if you guys, ladies, see me in the Phoenix market and you run into me, don't hesitate to say hi. I'm a super friendly guy. I love saying hi and talking with people and being able to give them help on the spot. So don't ever hesitate. If you see me in my market, shout out. Also, I've started a local group for those that are in Arizona. Check the description below. After the video, you'll be able to find that link. Go join that group, and we can talk a lot of stuff local. Pretty soon, I'll have a nationwide group for all of you as well. Let's see. Rover, like WAG, only more geared toward pet sitting. So Rover, perfect. Thank you, Titus Swan. I'd reread that real quick before I said it wrong. Anyhow, thank you for that information. So Rover, look into that. It's another opportunity for those that like dogs. Let's see. Hello, DoorDash from Michigan. Let's see. The last couple weeks, I haven't rejected many orders because the orders have been so good. I actually rose to pro status this week. Hardly any. So TP, what market is that? It's that good. Now, I've experienced a lot of it myself. And the last few weeks, minus the week I was on vacation, a lot of higher offers. I mean, even yesterday, I didn't work too much, but I had an $18. I had a bunch of $12 in there. I had a $38, one of the best ones ever. I had some $20 offers even after that. It was crazy. I mean, it was later at night, but a lot more bigger offers I'm used to. And here it's because it's like 109 degrees. It's getting super hot. It actually helps us here in Arizona because people don't want to go outside and they do not want to cook. Uh, what's the best use of time between calls to make us less dependent on these companies? So Joel, you have to think about your own life. What do you have going on in your own life that you can make good use of your time? The beauty of the phone and technology is that we can do so many things on our phone while we're sitting in our car. We don't even have to be home. It's essentially almost like a laptop. If you have a tablet, or if you do have a laptop, find somewhere where you can get Wi-Fi, right? You got Starbucks, you got a lot of these places where you can jump onto their Wi-Fi and actually get some work done. I always preach to my clients, what's your exit plan for gig economy? What's your escape? What are you working towards? You should be working on some type of skill. This is a world that's really changing and moving towards skill-based workers and not those that are educated and have these college degrees, right? A college degree they can't do anything with. So experience trumps all. I don't care how much schooling you have. When it comes to applying it to practical use, it's a lot different. And I've seen that as a boss and hiring a lot of people in the construction management industry. So, and in other industries where I've been a boss. But with that being said, you should be working on some type of skill. You should be chasing your passions. So in that downtime, how can you make good use of your time? Phenomenal question. What drives you, right? I love doing this. My drive is to open up a gym and to help people for years and to build relationships. Someone I can have 20 years, a client for 20 years that I can help, and to me, that's fulfilling. That's life. That is what I love doing. This has filled that void from when I was able to coach and build those relationships. I built relationships. I have clients that I started with 2 years ago in rideshare that are still with me today. Now, thank you to those that trusted me in the beginning. Now, they're still making way more money than they ever would have because of coming to me. And they will tell you themselves. So I don't even any more of that. Chase your passions. Do you have kids? What could you be working on the side? I mean, there's endless, the possibilities are endless of what you can do at that time while you're waiting in between call or whatever. If you're close to home, if you're in a really busy area, go back to home. I always come right back to home because I have a list. I have my whiteboard here, there. I have tons of stuff to work on in my time where I'm not getting good enough offers. And just think about it. If you're not running multiple apps, you're not getting enough offers like those slower times. So between like lunch and dinner, I can keep my app running and I'm not getting enough offers to where it's not taking up my time and not really disrupting me much. But those hidden gems that pop up that are going to add to those earnings, you best believe I'm jumping up from what I'm doing, going to go get it done, come back home and be productive. So great question. The magic number seems to be 6. After 6 rejects, I received nothing for about 2 hours. Liz, what is your acceptance rating? So I would say 6 with that 20%. So that would tell me that you're dropping, that 6-1 puts you at 19%. So look at that again. So look at your acceptance rating now and think about that. Excuse me. So great example where that was different than the 10 or 25%. She says 6 rejects. 5 rejects, right, would be 20%. That 6-1 tells me she's dropping just below. So that 5, you're good. So just know while this timeout, I want you to play with that. Keep it above 20%. And I want you to send me email. Let me know what happened. GetCoachJake@gmail.com. Good stuff. This is where live streams are great because I can get the live information and kind of help you all out there and then put some stuff into use where you guys can test it. I'm a big boy now and don't need to be spanked by an app. On a mission, I love it. Hashtag no GrubHub. Hashtag no mercy. Not at the mercy, right? Don't ever be at the mercy of any one of these gig apps. You're an independent contractor, so be in control of your business. Let's see. Have I heard of Veo? It's rideshare for doctor appointments. Yes, so Old Dirty Dasher. Veo's been here in Arizona. It's a big one. So those that don't mind taking people, I know methadone clinics are the hugest customers and clients for them. Another good opportunity for people. So might be a little bit slower in some places during the summer, but if it's in your market, look into it. It's especially those that do rideshare and don't mind putting some extra miles. So I do know that there's no cancellation fee. There's some things, again, with everything, there's going to be pros and cons. Weigh the pros and the cons and then make a decision for yourself. And find groups in your local market. You could be on Reddit. It could be Facebook. So you can gain information that's specific to your market. Like we can all talk about our markets and everything, but the things that are specific to your market are going to help you make the best choices. Adonis the Don. What up, coach? I went back to regular job because all the markets are crazy right now. Just doing Uber part-time. It's over for DoorDash. That's smart, right? Sometimes push come to shove and you have to go back to what's going to make money and bring the money in. And it usually is supplemental. I will probably always use gig work as supplemental to keep money in. Maybe it's to save up for a vacation or something, right? But use this as temporary supplemental. Work on your escape plan. Chase your passions and develop skills. Can't stress that enough. And Liz, also, what market you're in? Yes, great question. So, older Dash, I'm just doing it to pay off debt and keep busy. Yes, doing it to pay off debt is phenomenal, right? So, Hampton Roads, Virginia. Okay, so for those that are curious, Liz, that 6 rejects, that's in Virginia there. If I was retired, I don't know if I'll ever be retired. I'm turbocharged maniac. I really like working, doing some things and being productive, but there might come a point in time where I have enough money to retire. I doubt it. Let's see. Etienne, for me in Stockton, California, I reject a lot of orders that are low in total value or that have pickup in areas where not even gang neutral colors keep you. Oh, man. We're not even gang neutral colors. That's scary, right? I've been in some places, I lived in some places like that. I lived on the strip of Vegas in some of the sketchiest areas you could think of. I was one of the only white people around. And best believe I wasn't cruising out after dark by myself. Anyhow, whoo, Stockton, California is no joke, people. Yes, great example of times where you should reject. If you're going into an area where you're setting yourself, especially nighttime, there's offers where I reject, where it's taking me an area where, again, there's not too many white people, and you're just setting yourself up for disaster. Now, that's tough to say, right? It's like, oh, that's, what do you say? Might want to call me racist or say that, you know, prejudice or something like that. Or I've been in an attempted robbery and stabbed when I didn't worry about my surroundings and all that crap. So you have to be more careful these days. Don't set yourself up for disaster in situations, right? We've heard it all in the news. There's plenty of incidents with delivery drivers, rideshare drivers. So CYOA, you got to cover your own butt. We don't have to be crazy, you know, paranoid, but after dark in a bad area that you know where stuff happens, not a good idea. Reject. GrubHub's throttling so hard, my acceptance rate is 15%. After 7 rejects, I get nothing for 3 to 4 hours. Yeah, so great example right there. So Ham, is it at 15%, below 15%, or is that 15 dropping below 20? Some good things to look at. So it might be the 20% threshold that we found above with, I believe it was Liz. So look into that. So that way you know right where to keep it and keep those offers rolling in. Again, it was only for 3 weeks here in Phoenix that they did that, and it's gone. It's been gone for several weeks now. Let's see. Have you heard anything about tip repayment? Kathy asked. I've heard a lot of rumors. Now, what do you mean by tip repayment? Are you talking about them taking the tip back? I'm not sure what you mean by that. So, Kathy, a little more information as far as what the tip repayment means. Now, I did see where someone had their tip. They had a $500 tip. It was, you know, obviously a mistake on the customer. The customer pulled back the entire tip. They probably want to give $5, right? 5.00 and they get 500. When you screenshot every offer, that is a contract. That is binding. That is the dollar amount we accepted. I don't care if the customer put in the wrong amount. If GrubHub lets them pull the tip back, there's nothing in the terms of service. And if there is, someone please send me gigcoachjake@gmail.com where it says anywhere in the terms of service that they can change a customer's tip and pull it back from you. I know then some of these other ones, it's in the writing. Amazon Flex, they have up to 24 hours to change the tip. Instacart, that's another one. But it's in the writing. If it's not in the writing, that's a contract. It's binding. They cannot take your money. Perfect example. GrubHub tried to okey doke me a few days ago. I was sent a $42 offer. They paid me half of that offer. They're not showing the tips anymore or any of the information in my market. Some of your markets too. So video coming today on that. Yes, until you accept the offer, you cannot see the tips. You cannot see what time the order was placed. You cannot see the drop-off time. You can only see the pickup by time. All the diner's information's out. So if you get a stacked offer, you don't know which one to reassign if it's a low tipping. If you get an offer where somebody has like some crazy instructions that normally like, oh, heck no, I'm not not messing with that. You can't reassign. You'll never know until you've accepted and picked up the food and hit leaving. Yes, they're taking more power away from the independent contractors. Anyway, back to the questions and the stuff here. That's another video. Most of the deliveries are too far what they're paying. Yep, if it's too far, don't waste your time. Let's see if I missed anything. I'm sorry. Let's see. Uber referral payment to refer other drivers went down to only $10 in my area. What do you think that is? It's because they have enough drivers. Demand's low and they have enough drivers. At some point, just like with DoorDash, right? It started high. It was as high as $2,000 some places, all the way down to I think like $25 was the last one I said. It was a joke. And then nothing. They wanted you to refer your friends for $0 and then a waiting list. So that waiting list actually might be the $0 might be the waiting list that they have now. DoorDash accepted rating 75%. Is that too high? It depends on your market. I really can't say yes or no, because if your market is one that has a lot of peak pay and a lot of higher paying offers, that's great. I mean, whatever works for you. 75% at least lets me know that you're rejecting some, the ones that absolutely don't make sense. Now, what market is that before I can really answer more there? Now, if it's Phoenix, 75%, yes, definitely too high. We have way too many $5 to $7 offers. If you have the floating widget on DoorDash, use it to its fullest ability. I'm not going to do a video on that because they're going to take away. If I do a video on the DoorDash widget and how to cherry pick and do better with that, DoorDash is going to kill that. Now, if somebody puts out a video on that, I will do my own video. I don't care about videos and money, so I'm not going to go put out that video on DoorDash hack, right? No, those that have the floating widget, jump into Facebook groups. You can get information about it there, especially the ones that don't have all these spies. Singing Justice. She says, I'm black. I will not accept orders after dark in the hood. Perfect example, right? You just have to be smart and know your surroundings. So those of us that know our market, we know places that are very bad. There's a lot of crime, and especially after dark, right? Like they say, crazies come out at night. Crazy things happen after dark, especially after 10 p.m. Let's see. It's just safety, right? Watch the news. You see how much crazy stuff happens out there, and I've had experience of my own self. Let's see. So Marie Lee's Cleveland, Ohio. That's just being security-minded. Yeah, man, we've had enough bad crap happen to you for not being security-minded. You start to be a little bit more cautious, and definitely one of those that can't protect themselves as much or don't know. Zombies, can I still do one delivery when I do the Dash Now option, or do I have to complete 2 now? Haven't dashed in a while. Not quite sure what you mean there. I think you're talking about the peak pay and what you need. That's changing a lot of markets, so check your emails as far as that goes. Liz, I will always reject an offer going to an unsafe area. I'm the only mother my daughter has, and I take that responsibility very seriously. GrubHub will not strong arm me into making bad choices. Yes, these companies don't care about our safety, how much money we make, nothing. So work smart, be careful, and take care of yourselves, especially those that have kids, right? A lot of other people that depend on you. Phillips, I'm just doing these to gig fund a business. Yes, that's how I got into this, right? Is to help fund a business. And then I got away from working for other gyms and other people that were screwing me over and had all these empty promises. So that way I could focus on what I want to do and growing my brand of business to eventually do my own thing. So hats off to you. I love hearing that. Gig work's a great opportunity for people to grow their own business and do their own thing. Let's see. Don't get me wrong. I'm definitely cautious anywhere I deliver. People are crazy and weird. Yes, people are crazy and weird everywhere. You can be in the best neighborhoods in broad daylight and road rage can happen. Someone's going to shoot you, right? I live in Arizona, the wild, wild west. It's open carry. You do not need a concealed weapons permit to carry a weapon out here. You just don't have to be a felon that's not prohibited to possess. Think about that for a little bit. When it gets over 110 degrees here in Arizona and people have weapons and road rage happens, crazy stuff goes on. So great example that it's anywhere. Kevin, I love how GrubHub is becoming less transparent. DoorDash is becoming more transparent. Isn't that crazy, right? Like GrubHub's going backwards. DoorDash, they're doing all the right things to keep growing and be relevant for a long time to come. Let's see. Seeing just Amazon fulfillment opportunities maybe in your area, folks. Great opportunity to take advantage if your area is slow. Yes, so look for Amazon. They are signing up in some places. My market, they're not so much. They were earlier, but they're another one. It's getting hot here in Arizona. Some drivers are going to fall off. They're going to leave. People are desperate. So keep checking the website, sign up, get on the waiting list. That's another great opportunity. Thank you. And Coach Jake, you think the throttling is going to stop soon? I'm in New York City. It started 2 weeks ago. I think it happens exactly as soon as 6 rejects in a row. So another one where it's 6 rejects in a row. Great information. So it sounds 20%, right? So 20% and above, you're good. Anything below that. 3 weeks here in Phoenix is what I got. So after 3 weeks, hopefully you're done. Keep me informed. Let me know. My try, I haven't seen any use a DoorDash widget before. So the widget is basically the DoorDash symbol up in the right corner. It can move around. When you jump to another app, that will pop up. So say that you click on DoorDash and offers coming through and you jump to another app before you accept, that widget will pop up on there. Now, I know it's mostly on Android phones. I'm not sure about iPhone yet, but I checked my tablet and it wasn't even on there. So I know the people that do have it are able to use it are mostly Android users. I'm not sure about iPhone yet, but with all these apps and all these things, they start with one and they eventually roll it out. The reason being so that they can work the bugs out as it gets rolled out. If they give it to everybody at once and roll it out, that can really affect the platform, the system, and yeah, it could bog all the servers. Anyway, and experience what we did on Friday, right? So those that do DoorDash were pretty pissed off on Friday, especially during the peak time that the app was down because they did updates. That's when you turn on another app and make money. So I don't really feel too bad for those that freak out. Yes, I understand it might be your only opportunity in your market, but you got to have backup plans because these companies can and will pull the rug out from underneath you at any point in time, even if that just means the app crashing for a lunch or dinner time. Widget, use it before and after accepting. That's all I'm going to say about that right now. I think she's talking about DoorDash repaying past tips to drivers. Survive and thrive. No, I haven't heard anything about that. So email me, getcoachjake@gmail.com with more information on this DoorDash paying back tips to drivers. Because that's crazy. I'm one that had a lot of the bigger offers. They got paid out $1. So I would hope to see some of that. Not banking on it, but that would be great information to pass out to everybody else if it's something they're doing. Let's see. Coach Jake, did you hear that Uber Eats shows full info on orders that have been reassigned multiple times? So to Phillies. No, I haven't heard that. It's the first time. Anyone else that does Uber Eats, have you heard more than that as far as Uber Eats, when the order's been reassigned multiple times or show more info to get somebody to accept it? Now, to me, that sounds like a great thing because it might be something they're testing out. And if they gain information, like, okay, drivers are accepting these offers more when they can see where they're going. Hopefully they'll make that change. Charles, I figured out widget a couple weeks ago. The widget is an amazing tool. Now some of you guys are like, what the heck is this widget? What is he talking about? Sorry, I'm not going to go into too much more information in detail here as far as that goes. Have I heard about Amazon planning to get out of restaurant deliveries? Rich, yes, I have. Since I was on vacation and got a little sick yesterday, I haven't got to that video. I meant to make that video yesterday and post it, but there's someone out there saying the sky's falling. There's the takeover of Amazon and everything's going and drones are going to take over. Drones aren't taking over anything. Think about that, right? Use your common sense. 100 or 1,000 drones in the air at one time. The FAA approved testing for drones. They did not approve full-on assault. Yeah. There's no takeover. For one, these drones have to worry about power lines. Two, they have to worry about obstructions like trees and anything near a house. There's a lot of, that's just like the autonomous vehicle. Oh, the autonomous vehicles are taking over. Watch out. This was like 2 years ago and left and right here. I'm like, they're 5 to 10 years easy on that. The drones are 5 years easy. And even then, they're going to take a small area. They're going to control areas that we probably don't even want to go into, like college areas, all that don't, like, yeah. Quit worrying about that crap. The sky's not falling. There's plenty of opportunity. Good things. I have great information as far as that goes in that topic and evidence and things to back what I'm saying, not just, anyway, thanks for entertaining my little charade there. My live chat is gone now too since the update on DoorDash. I don't know, man, so DoorDash live chat's gone. GrubHub's new in my market. I also do DoorDash, Lyft, Uber. It's crazy how slow GrubHub is currently. Each block when I get one, They just don't have enough merchants in your market. So DoorDash actually might be the better one for you, Brandon. Kevin, anyone else here gorgeous saying they're out of DoorDash dry bags? Got a text saying, yes, they're out of those dry bags because there was a link that was posted in some of the Facebook groups. There was a lot of drivers that were not even qualified for drive that went and got catering bags. Now I get it. They were getting a freebie, but if you don't do catering size orders, why do you need a catering size bag? Moving on with that. But that's why they're out of bags right now. Some people got them. They took advantage of it, and they're out. DeAndre, thank you so much for all the information you've provided thus far. Because of you and a few other videos, they have helped me tremendously to make my decision to join DoorDash in April. Keep them coming. Awesome. I hope it's been good for you. It's working out. And that's the stuff I love hearing from all of you. I get lots of negative stuff. I can sit here and whine and cry all day like some other people about get trolled. We all get trolled. We all get spammed. I just choose to ignore it, shove aside, and focus on the positive stuff and helping all of you. Let's see. Old Dirty Dasher. Colleges areas are perfect for drones. Kids all in central locations so drones can drop off at top of dorm buildings. Yes, they'll have some type of pickup system, right? That's where they're going to be, especially with like the autonomous. I know here in Phoenix, the autonomous, the Waymo vans, now they are partnered with Lyft. They have a certain zone that they can work, though. It's limited. I mean, they have Tempe and Chandler. A lot of it's the areas that we don't want to work anyway. So it's perfect. It's a win-win. Quit worrying about that stuff. The sky's not falling. Let's see, Ham. Coach, I only have GrubHub, Caviar on my gig apps. You think it's a good idea to add DoorDash into the mix? These apps are so freaking unreliable. GrubHub is becoming. If you can add DoorDash, absolutely, especially now that they have this floating widget that helps us with cherry picking and being smart about the offers that we accept. So I would say yes. If you can hold off, wait until the referral bonuses come back because they will. Now, they've done a great job of flooding the market and creating a waiting list so they hopefully don't have to do that. But if you can hold off and you do not need DoorDash, wait till those come back to the busier time at the end of the summer. That's my advice there. Let's see. Sorry, the comments coming in. So if I miss anything, apologize to any of you. Hit me up, getcoachjake@gmail.com if you have something very important, specific, or when the video is done, you can drop it in the comment section there, and I will definitely get to it. I promise. Let's see. DoorDash still not given any different explanation of how pay is calculated. No, they haven't, but at least they show that when you're getting $1 or when you're making more when somebody doesn't tip, so we can gain more information on our market. So that's great stuff to know. Okay, this particular area, the customers are not tipping much, and I'm getting paid out more by DoorDash. Or this merchant or this area, I get a lot more. That's just, think about it as data and information that's going to help you make better decisions. So don't get too caught up on the intricacies and they aren't increasing the pay or this. Just kind of focus on the positive things and what you can really gain out of that and use it for yourself to be successful. That's my tip there. Let's see. Jerry, awesome. Thanks for that feedback. Catering bags cost $25. Not a big investment. That's not too much for a really good quality bag. So anything you're going to buy online on Amazon, research it really good. Check all the reviews before you spend your money. Make sure you're getting a good quality item that's going to be good for what you're using it for. DoorDash My Market need to give us peak pay. Holy moly. Not just on holidays or one day for the whole week, but glad to see that peak pay has been a no-show for a while. Kind of depressing. Yes, again, they flooded the market so that way they can decrease the peak pay. It's all supply and demand. When they don't have enough drivers, they got to bring in peak pay to bring enough drivers out, entice us. So it's also summertime, a little bit slower, so that's another reason. People traveling. Lava Lizard, thanks for your help, Jake. I've been making $300 per week with DoorDash and $300 from GrubHub, non-scheduled. What is a floating? If you're really curious about the floating widget, for those in Arizona, jump in my local group. We've been discussing it there. I give a lot more information. I will start a nationwide group today. I already have a group that I'll actually convert to the nationwide. Link will be in the description below later on. Check for that. That is where we'll discuss the floating widget. Also, catering orders pay $1 base pay plus tip. That sucks, but you know what? At least the tips are good on a lot of those. So Marie says, Jake, last week I got bonus pay for low, no tip orders for GrubHub. Is that a market thing? Yeah, so it's a market thing, and they're based on the demand they have, right? So if they have a lot of offers that are going unaccepted and they don't have so many drivers, they have to add some type of bonus so they can accept them, because they do not want to lose customers. They do not want to piss off these merchants, right? They're partners. So with DoorDash putting so much pressure on them, they got to be a lot smarter about what they're doing and really keep the orders going. They cannot lose customers. They cannot lose ground. So a perfect example is their stock. When they lost market share, their stock went down. When that leveled off and was okay, their stock started to recover a little bit. See, Michael, Get Coach Shake, what is the latest on Amazon and Jeff Bezos buying at GrubHub? Michael, great question. I'm going to do a video today with great insight and detail on that move and what may happen or may not. Good question. Yes, I'll have the links for those groups in just a little while. We'd like to do DoorDash Drive. What are the requirements? Jared, now with DoorDash Drive, you usually have to wait for an invitation. But I know that if you can go down and speak to someone, being in person helps a lot. And if you could talk to them, say, hey, I got really good stats. I'd love to get on with your drive, your catering offers. What can I do about that? You might have a better chance of getting signed up sooner than if you wait for them to invite you to be on the catering. So it doesn't hurt to try. What's the worst they can do? Say no? At least you've made an effort and were proactive in getting on there. Now, Drive has its pros and cons. Yes, there's a lot of smaller paying offers, are like $15 that take up a lot of your time. You cannot receive other offers. There's the higher paying ones too. So I know some drivers that do just Drive in the lunchtime that make a killing, that do really good money on some easy work. So it doesn't hurt to go down to your local office if it's not too far or not too much trouble, and just ask. So great question. Singing Justice, uninstall DoorDash. They play too many games with my phone. They offer me Dash to drive, but too far to travel for orientation. Yeah, if it doesn't make sense for you, just scrap it. Myself, I don't use DoorDash too much. I use it as a fill-in when I need to, because I make most of my money on GrubHub and Amazon right now. I will always go with the hot hand, though. If those slow down and DoorDash starts killing it, I will jump. Whoever's going to pay me more, keep me busy, that's who I'm going to work for, because there's no loyalty in this business. They don't care about me. Anyhow, I get paid the same pretty much from DoorDash if customers tip or not, unless they tip over $8. A bad idea to tell all my customers to not tip. No, don't do that, Lava, because what's going to happen is they're going to stop doing those promotions, and you got all these customers that stop tipping. What you want to teach your customers is to tip in cash. You know why? The app doesn't know that you've received the cash tip. So when they are doing these pay bumps on DoorDash, GrubHub, or any platform, you get the cash tip plus what they're giving you. So another example, Postmates. Postmates, when they're doing those guarantees, 10 deliveries, and if you make less than $100, we'll give the extra, or $100 guaranteed. The more people that tip in cash, the more money you're going to get on top. Double dip. So don't teach them not to tip. Teach them to tip in cash. Tipping in cash is the best for all of us. So the more we can educate our consumers and customers on that, the better we can do. And I'm going to do a video soon on that to break it down for all of you to share the world, so we can teach them how to tip us in cash and how these apps work on the food delivery, since so many people are using it nowadays. A couple more questions before I go. I got to get to work. Do you pay quarterly taxes? I got dinged for not paying estimated taxes on my gig earnings. No, I track everything, and I have so much mileage. My mileage deduction for each quarter washes out any taxes I would have. So talk with a tax expert, a CPA, someone that can get you on the right track there as far as your situation goes. Let's see. If a bonus is added, GrubHub lowball orders, watch out. Shortly after, they will oversaturate your market with new drivers and start the timeouts to drive out drivers who don't accept bad offers. Liz, you just blew my mind with that observation. I didn't even think about that. So she just basically said what has happened in some of these markets. They were doing these weekend and these pay bumps, and they flooded the market with drivers, right? All these newbies, and people are loving. I'm killing on GrubHub. I'm making good money. Then came the timeouts. So they had so many newbies, so many new people that were loving it. They just were so in love with GrubHub. All of us have been doing it for a year plus. We got hit with these timeouts. We're like, screw it. We went to other apps, yada, yada. Man. But in my market, we communicate a lot through Facebook and Messenger and a lot of things. And we found out where those thresholds were. We discussed it. We kept them above it. And maybe that's why it only lasted 3 weeks here. They're probably like, this is not working. These guys, they're not accepting. These offers are going accepted. And they stopped doing it. So great noticing, great observation. That's huge. Yeah. Liz, you just blew my mind with that. Thank you. That was amazing. That might be what they're doing. So if your market, they're running all these pay bumps and they're really saturating on GrubHub and they're paying extra on the when there's a no tip and things like that, be prepared for timeouts to come soon. Now, in the following weeks, I'm going to get some emails and some messages about this that are probably going to prove this theory that you just brought up to be true. I'm going to bet money on it. Best money to make money, short distance offers only unless the tip is $10 plus. Yes. Think about it. The quicker you can get the delivery done, the better you can get on to the next one. Bigger, higher paying offers sometimes take up a lot of your time, especially on GrubHub. For example, I had one that was $18 yesterday. I waited 20 minutes to pick it up. And then when I got the offer, it took me 40 minutes from the time I left my house to the time I got back home, and I didn't receive any better offers. So $18 for an hour of my time. $18 look great, right? But if I can't stay back to back, and if it's too far, it doesn't pay for itself. It's a great tip there. Great point. Anyone from Des Moines? I lived in Des Moines for 3 years, and I have family out there in farms, and my mom was born in Perry, Iowa. So not out there now, but familiar with Des Moines. Last question or one. That's what happened here. Weekends of nothing below $8 shortly after tons of new drivers and timeouts. Liz, that's exactly what happened here. That's why you're blowing my mind with it, because it's a pattern, right? Yeah. DoorDash started offering me deliveries 40 miles away in the middle of nowhere, far outside the delivery zone. What's up with this? All these companies are going to play games, do crazy things, jump to the next app, do whatever you can in the meantime. The better choices that we make, the smarter that we work as independent contractors, the more it forces them to change their ways to accommodate us. We're their partners, not their employees. With that being said, I want to thank each and every one of you that tuned in, all of those that are watching this on the replay that couldn't make it on the live stream. And thank you so much to every one of you that subscribed to my channel. 5,000 milestone is just incredible. And I couldn't have done it with all of you. And for those that aren't subscribed, thank you too. I appreciate every one of you as well. Even if you're one of my haters, just tune in to watch. Anyhow, have a great day, evening. Be safe out there on the road. And as always, have fun, but work smart.